Hi there, this is Maneesh Vijaya from PM Pulse, wishing you a very happy new year, a prosperous new year. And I really hope that this year you achieve all that you aspired for, all the objectives that you set out to meet, all the targets that you wanted to conquer, and more. The very best of wishes to each and every one of you. Have a fabulous 2021. But when we are talking about 2021, which is filled with a lot of unfulfilled promises that we have in front of us, let's have a look at 2020. What really transpired? I had just finished a wonderful 6,500 kilometers solo drive across the width of India, going from one friend to another, spending the night there. And I also, kind of visited quite a few national parks on the way, took amazing photography. And I actually also, dived within myself, tried to understand myself better. And it turned out to be a great journey. And guess what? I'm actually writing a novel about that. It's not really a travelogue, but it's more to do with the experiences, the thought process, the beautiful time that I spent with some of the best friends that I have on this planet. And that's it. So I'm just writing it there. So that's something that I worked on during 2020. And not only that, I visited Cisco a couple of times, worked with, did a couple of advanced sessions for the directors of the fourth largest IT company on the planet. I was also invited as a keynote speaker with Goa Institute of Management for, explaining things about project management, particularly from the point of view of Microsoft project scheduling. And people loved it, right? With such a beautiful and promising start, come March, everything went into a lockdown. All my targets, all my aspirations for 2020 went up in smoke. In March itself, we could see, this is very similar to everybody else, right? But then this is the great thing about human spirit. We readjust, we survive. That's what you need to do. You need to belt up, you need to replan, you need to change your route based on the changing topology. And that's what I did. I focused a lot of my attention on PMP. I'm going to share some very interesting numbers that I managed to capture till late last night about what I did in 2020. There are quite a few things that I did, but that's not part of this particular video. In this video, I'm going to talk about project management numbers. So I seem to have conducted 98 PMP sessions and PMP- sessions since March, actually April, since April till December. And I was personally directly responsible for 1,322 persons who cleared PMP throughout this year, 2020, right? It's not a very big number. I'm sure there are huge companies out there who've got a much higher number. But as a single person, as a person who personally, followed up with all these people, I felt it was a nice-ish kind of a number. And I also conducted 60 free webinars. We call it Webinar Weekdays. Previously, it was called Webinar Wednesday. But then I realized that there is such a huge demand for my free webinars that just one Wednesday, once in a week, was not cutting it. So I, made it into quite a few number of days in a given week. And we just renamed it as Webinar Weekdays, because it would never happen on a weekend. Because in weekends, we would have our PMP sessions, we will have PMP Dash, and over and above that, we had 32 PMP clinics. These were paid sessions picking up specific topics on PMP, like critical path, understanding contracts, something like that, some troublesome areas of PMP. And we used to cover it in such an advanced fashion that you would become masterclass. And we call it PMP clinics, solving your ailments connected to PMP. There were 32 such clinics. if you look at the 60 free webinars called Webinar Weekdays, we covered 3,000 plus. I kind of got tired counting people. So 3,000 plus people. And in the 32 PMP clinics that we did last year, we covered 890 people. That was easier to calculate because it shows up as a receipt because it was a payment base. So it was very easy to calculate that. So exactly 890 people. And PMP book, which is called Read and Pass Notes for PMP exam. This was launched, not this year, this was launched last year. And since then till now, and I've actually taken it off Amazon right now. I'm going to take some time to upgrade it to the new content, the new format. And for that, I take a little time because I want my content to be absolutely unquestionable, absolutely well-researched, not just a hearsay. So it is going to take some time. But till now, the earlier version of PMP, Read and Pass Notes, has sold 11,000 plus copies. I mean, at a minimum of 11,000, because in Amazon, it's very difficult to get the exact numbers at times. And that's where you have those issues with the reporting, because it kind of, and I'm not even counting the reads, right? There's something known as the e-reads, right? A lot of people just subscribe to Amazon, and they can just get it, as a monthly subscription. They can read it. It's called the page reads. I don't know what's it called. I'm not even counting that. That's really humongous, but I'm not getting there. I'm only counting the actual Kindle and the paperback versions that were sold, and it's definitely more than 11,000. The Ito book, Master Your Itos, that sold a quantity of 3,500 plus. Again, the same problem that I'm facing, but this does not include the e-reads. And then, of course, the Ninja Notes, that sold 2,800 plus. I actually got tired going through the report after that. So it's at a minimum of 2,800. Again, this one does not include the e-reads. The PM video, now that's very interesting. We launched PM video platform in November, late November actually, and it became operational on 30th of November, I think. And within that 1 month of December, we had 220 subscribers. It's not a big number, but just looking at 1 month, yeah, kind of. And I'm a nobody. You see, hardly anybody knows me. So it kind of feels good. I'm not a big corporate. I'll never be. Because when you try to become too big, you end up doing things which will compromise on quality just to keep up the numbers, just to keep your organization running. And so that's something I'll never get into, right? I left a very nice, cushy job as an AVP in one of the companies to start something of my own, not to get into that same rat race. I just want to concentrate on quality, nothing else. I don't even advertise. I just go by word of mouth. And so far, I've been lucky. And thanks to you guys. Really, really a big thanks, a shout out to all of you. Thank you. And then we have this PM Dhwani audios. And we again launched it last year with the new content. And till now, it's definitely above 1,600 subscribers, right? But we had some bad news also. Though 1,322 people cleared, there were 5 people, a huge number when it comes to my trainings. 5 people trained by me did not clear PMP. 2 of them actually begged excuse from me because despite my telling them that they were not ready for the PMP exam. You see what I do, I keep track of people, how well they are doing. And if they're not doing well, I tell them not to take the exam, right? But they still decided for whatever reason. So 2 of them were because of that. The other 3 were caught on 15th of December. 15th of December, PMP did something very questionable. I'll be very frank, it's not a good thing. Without informing anybody, without giving any kind of a forewarning, they changed the format. A lot of people around the globe suffered because of that. I don't know why they did it. They wanted to do some research or something, but on 15th of December, they changed the format to such an extent that people felt that they were not even prepared. So 3 of my students actually They actually did this. They give the exam on 15th. Two of them gave it on 16th, right? And they both, all three of them could not clear. And that comes as a huge shock. And but as I said, I take the feedback and I immediately released an emergency video on YouTube so that everybody actually comes to know about it, not just my students, everybody, because this was a very surprise move. And I was so happy to know that after that, this problem did not occur. People started clearing all over again. Till last night, I got so many messages thanking me. I've got LinkedIn full of messages. I've got forums full of messages. So I'm really grateful to you that because I don't advertise, you guys are actually going ahead and letting people know about the quality of the content, because I will never advertise. I don't want to. I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to be under pressure to recover the advertising cost by getting people in volumes and stuff like that. I really don't want to get into that rat race. So it all depends on you guys. And so far, you guys have done a wonderful job. And I really feel grateful, to say the least, right? And if I concentrate on the 1,322 people who cleared, let me also explain that these are the people who were trained by me or directly connected to me through PMP clinics or something. But if you look at the people who read my book and attributed their success to my book, and through, there are a lot of people I know in US who would wake up, in the middle of the night just to attend my session. So I didn't know, people could do that, but people did that. And they attended my free webinars and they cleared. And it feels so good. So I've touched a lot of lives, it seems, and it feels so good that being in a profession, reaching out to so many people, touching people's lives, getting a lot of kudos, building relationships with people, it's awesome, right? And I'm really, really thankful to you. Yes, a lot of bad things happened in 2020, but because of you, my 2020, or this organization's PM Pulse's 2020, actually wasn't bad at all. In fact, it's a new chapter in our life. So going forward in 2021, let me explain what we are going to do. We take a lot of time to prepare our material. I'm sorry for that, because somehow I don't want to hurry when we talk about knowledge, when we talk about people's certification, because when people buy my book, when people attend my session, they are actually trusting me. And if I don't live up to that, I am breaking their trust. And I can't have a content for whatever pressure that I want to be ahead of others or I have to be ahead of somebody. I'm not in a competition race. I just want to produce good material that people like, that people can actually use it in practical world, as well as they can actually ace PMP in their very first setting whatsoever. Right? So that's what I'm going to focus on. Therefore, we take a little more time in preparing for our material, and when we do, the material becomes pretty dependable. So this new book, it's the same book, PMP, Reading and Past Notes for PMP Exam. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reload it by January end or the first week of February, because I'll take some time to understand the pattern of questions showing up in PMP. I'll be taking a lot of feedback from people. I'll be observing a lot, and then I'll come out with the absolute right content. So I'm just going to update, because this book is not outdated. It just needs to be updated based on the focus area and how it has changed since from tomorrow. Like from tomorrow onwards, you'll have a new pattern, which is 2nd of January 2021. And then the new content like PMP training, the full PMP training, that's going to be available from 20th of February onwards. I'm going to put up the entire schedule on my website, which is pm-pulse.com, visible. And the PMP Dash will start from March. And as far as the new content PM video platform and the audio platforms, they'll both be available from end of February. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to take a couple of months, in some cases just 1 month, to actually come out with the perfect content. I should not use the word perfect. There's always room for improvement. I apologize for a little bit of an arrogance there, but as good a content as I could possibly do, and therefore I need some time for that. What's even more, in 2021, we are going to also start conducting PGMP sessions, program management sessions. We are also going to start conducting RMP sessions, risk management professional sessions, again from PMI. We are also going to start conducting ACP. Our first ACP is going to start in March. So that's what's going to happen in 2021. Keep watching, stay tuned, and I'm going to actually produce even more free videos and flood the YouTube with quality content. I'm going to have a very new thing starting in 2021 for all the people who have cleared PMP, that there will be something known as PDU Factory. So that's going to be something very exciting, something new that's going to happen in 2021. Again, in March, I'm going to start with PDU Factory. All right, so keep watching, stay tuned. Action has just begun, and we hope to make 2021 even better. Of course, I'm counting on you. Thank you. Thank you very much.